is literally running and like just so much noise, like it's crazy. I didn't feel comfortable at all. Things have been a little bit strange, like when I've got out of bed to go to the bathroom to clean my teeth, I'm being greeted by spirits. I had one saying, "Bonjour, Madame Brocarde." For a woman, having a bedroom door opened in the middle of the night is pretty unsettling, and to be honest, I was quite pleased that there was no one there, because that would have been a whole different video. But I'll show you how difficult it is to open this door, and you'll see what I mean. It's not an easy feat. That's probably not a very interesting shot, is it? The foot of the bed. And here I am, back in there. I mean, I don't know what is more interesting, my head or the foot of the bed, but that's the current situation. Jousting, fencing, someone asking me to go and eat, which is quite a welcome suggestion, to be honest with you. But I just woke up to the scene of an exorcism. This is very, very strange. I could literally see a Catholic priest waving a cross. And good evening, everybody. It's Brocarde here, and I'm really, really excited. I'm in the heart of France, in the middle of the Beaujolais region, which is famous for its red wine. But not only that, I'm staying overnight in this haunted medieval castle, which is actually a 5-star hotel. And apparently there are a few resident ghosts. So I'm going to see what happens later on this evening and how this video unfolds. I have to say that this hotel is actually pretty spectacular. It's a site of historical interest because of its original decor, because of the attention to detail and the renovations of this place and the way that it's been maintained over the last 8 centuries. Yes, 8 centuries of history, 8 centuries of potential ghosts. So come with me and I'm going to show you around this stunning suite. And this is only one of the rooms. It's already pretty dark here. I have found myself a throne, and it's quite easy to see why I'm so at home here already, because this is my dream. In my humble opinion, I was made to flounce around castles, making videos like this, because this is my dream location. Now, for those of you who have been following me for a long time, you will know that I am absolutely fascinated with vintage furniture, vintage architecture. Things from another era completely fascinate me. And it's not just because of the ghosts. I love the attention to detail in all of this furniture. I mean, this is the chair of dreams, the chair of kings, queens. And fun fact about this suite, apparently a few years ago, Bill and Hillary Clinton stayed in this very room. Now, I want to know, did they encounter any wayward spirits? That would be a fascinating thing to find out. This is a place of specific historical interest, which I'm guessing is the French equivalent to a listed building. All of these walls are original walls. They are stone and they have really cool alfrescoes all over them. But what's more fun is this little switch here, which is a light switch. Pretty cool, huh? I mean, couldn't get more dramatic than that. And I love dramatic. Throne number 2. This place could house a banquet. This throne is identical to the other one. Well, I say identical, I mean they both have varying different characteristics due to the wear and tear because they are vintage items. But this throne is in front of the fireplace, so there are plenty of places to sit and dream the day away. Now, I have sensed some really crazy stuff here already. Now, I've been doing this for a very, very, very long time, and it's been a long time since I walked into a building and had so many apparitions and visions and crazy stuff. I want to see how this evening progresses, but this place is very, very heavy spiritually. It's very alive. I have read that some of the previous owners didn't really want to come in here or be in here alone because it has that heavy energy that they can't explain. It's kind of already saying a lot, like I already have the tightening of the throat, the strange sensations that I can't control, the strange apparitions, the whispers. Now I feel like this room, there's a lot of voices and whispers. There is a lot of communication. There are a lot of people trying to reach out to me. And when I say people, I mean former people, not living people. So this is going to be quite a fascinating stay, I feel. Okay, something weird just totally happened and I wasn't filming, which is typically always the way. I was just showing you a second ago about the light switch, which you pull and the light in the room goes off and on. That just happened on its own. I was standing in the middle of the room, nowhere near the light switch, and the lights just went off. And now the cord that you pull is moving quite drastically of its own accord. And it's a little bit eerie, to say the least. I can kind of feel someone just said my name. Someone just said my name and welcomed me, which is very, very strange. And it's still moving quite fast. I mean, there's no draft in here, like the shutters are closed, as you can see behind me. There's no reason why that cord would just be moving of its own accord. I mean, I haven't touched it in a good 20 minutes. Okay, I feel like this is going to be quite an interesting evening, so watch this space. What the hell is that? Oh, I don't know if the camera picked that up, but there was a scream in the distance. There was a rumble, which I think is just pipes. Someone may have like flushed a toilet on a different floor or in a different room, but there was a really high-pitched scream in the distance, which I'm hoping when I watch this back, you'll be able to hear it, but yeah, already a bit eerie. I'm actually not looking forward to this evening now, like it's a little bit unsettling, and this is kind of isolated. When you drive into this hotel, the gate closes behind you. You are in. You are not going out anywhere quickly, which I guess means no one living is going to burst in the dead of night unannounced. But as for the spirits, they are present and able to cut corners, cut through gates. So yeah, interesting evening, I feel. hotel in Beaujolais may be interested to know what the bathroom looks like. And this is the door that leads to the bathroom. Come with me. So, for those of you who are interested, there is a third throne. This toilet is pretty historic. I mean, we are really moving back in time with the decor of this hotel, and I love that. But if you love modern decor, modern furniture, this place really isn't for you. And that stunning bath is solid marble, stone cold. And the noises in this room, crazy. It's actually freezing cold in here, but this is a castle. Everything is stone. So beware. If you get cold easy, bring a blanket, bring a duffel coat. I might sleep in my coat, my head up. Sleeping back in your bed. Yeah, this is the bathroom anyway. I'm rambling incessantly, and yeah, just thought I'd show you because it's kind of cool. It's quite unique, and why not show the bathroom? There might be people watching this video who generally want to know what it's like to stay in the chateau. So I'm going to cover a variety of different topics this evening. You may be able to hear the sound of my crumbling voice, and I do not know what's happened to me the past few days. I am on a birthday trip, and I have just travelled up from Barcelona. And slowly, my voice is melting away, which is great for anyone who knows me, but for the purpose of filming a video, losing your voice halfway through is not the best idea. Also, I think this will be a separate video, but I just went to an abandoned dinosaur park. Dinosaur water park. So if anyone's interested in abandoned urban exploring type videos, then this one might be for you. I think it's going to be separate because the two places are worlds apart and I'm not sure if they fit together, but you never know. However I decide to edit this, it could be part of this video. Who knows? If it's not, check it out anyway. Especially if you're in the region near Lyon. Something to do that's a little bit different, I guess, and kind of quirky as well. If you like quirky aesthetics, quirky places to take photography, you know, social media is king now, so this one is pretty cool for Instagram, TikTok, quite a cool little location to check out. I mean, spend an hour of your day. I mean, it's nothing more than that. I mean, once you've seen one dinosaur, you've seen about 10, but it's something cool to do, something different. So there you go, a little tip for you if you're in this area and stuck for something to do, because this is rural in a way, and aside from drinking wine and eating cheese and running through the vineyards on a sunny day, and it's worth mentioning that this hotel is closed during a lot of the winter months. So if you want to visit here, come during the open season. I mean, that sounds obvious. You're not going to get in if you come when it's closed. I mean, it's hard enough to get in if you come when it's open. There is a series of gates to get through. But yeah, little top tip. Anyway, I'm rambling. I will continue this explore and show you around. I have gone outside of my room and I have found the most amazing little space. This is a public communal space and it's a round circular room, which I think is one of the castle turrets. And again, some amazingly fabulous chairs. Like, this is an amazing spot. I mean, they should do private dining in here. This would be absolutely amazing. Energy-wise, mad in here. Pretty creepy, pretty scary. Pretty cold. But not cold temperature cold, like paranormal cold. Those kind of feelings. I just wanted to orchestrate how stunning the walk to the room actually is. Now there is a huge, huge room with sofas right outside this suite, and for reference, this is what it's called. I don't know if you can specifically request this room. I guess you can now because you know what it's called. I'm outside in the dark and I found this little tunnel that goes underneath the castle. This castle is typical castle and moat style. This is pretty epic. I'm guessing it comes out near the hotel, in the hotel. No, this is really cool and it's a really beautiful place to walk around because it's illuminated. You have the fountain, you have the statues, the whole building is illuminated. It's really, really stunning. I didn't like that at all. In that tunnel, you can literally hear hooves of horses and footsteps, like constant footsteps, different noises, different spirits, different entities, and it's horrible because it's pitch black. But yeah, I had to get out of there. There's literally running and like just so much noise, like it's crazy. I didn't feel comfortable at all. I bet you were wondering where on earth the bedroom was. I have left this room the very last to show you because it is by far the most spectacular, and the bed alone is enough. Really, it really is enough. But the theme of the painted, stunning walls, and this bedroom actually has full-on murals, like it literally is living and breathing art. And the amount, I cannot even imagine the amount of money it must have cost to restore this property and to keep it maintained over the years to this standard with this level of detail. It is crazy, and all credit to all of those people over these centuries that have managed to do that. Like it's pretty spectacular. It's a pretty special place to be. Now, come with me. I'm going to show you the bed. I mean, this bed is the princess bed of dreams. This is Disneyland Princess Castle on ice, but this is the real deal. This is not the land of make-believe. This is an authentic French chateau. And my goodness, you have to just admire the level of creativity and the detailing. You know, people didn't just paint the walls white in these days. This was a display of art, a display of opulence. You know, this was a chateau to be celebrated. And these wealthy French aristocrats, you know, this is how they displayed their hard-earned or hard maintained cash. Like, this is a sentiment to everything that they had worked for or inherited. Like, it's pretty spectacular. This bed frame is amazing. I mean, you've got to have crazy high ceilings to accommodate a bed like this, because modern homes do not have these stunning high ceilings. Take a look. I'm really tired, and you can probably see that from the visual. It's the small hours of the morning. I just wanted to grab my camera out because things have been a little bit strange. Like, when I've got out of bed to go to the bathroom to clean my teeth, I'm being greeted by spirits. I had one saying, "Bonjour, Madame Brocarde," and I feel like I'm being welcomed into someone else's space, which is very, very, very bizarre. And there's like a little nod every time you walk in certain areas. It's like a bonjour. It's just a very strange presence, and it's like people are kind of welcoming you into their space, which is kind of strange. Also, a lot of strange things happening during the night. Like, I'll show you in a minute, but this room is in 3 parts, and I locked the bedroom door, and I'll show you. It's a slide bolt and a twisty knob, and about half an hour ago comes flying open. And can you imagine how scary that would be when it's completely pitch black in here? And then there's a kind of like a breeze, and then it shuts, which again is quite terrifying, because that is latched. It's not just a normal door that a through draft could blow open. So there's some very strange things going on here. Very strange indeed. It's probably about half an hour after my last video, and I'm getting very vivid paranormal dreams, but I'm not sleeping. These are very vivid visions of just really strange stuff. It's like I'm getting an insight into what life was like at this chateau. And it's very vivid, and I'm very awake. Like, I'm lying here completely awake. These are like full-on apparitions when I'm in my conscious state. This is kind of like very vivid scenes of horses, of not too dissimilar to the tapestry on the wall, slightly different, but this is very vivid scenes of life within the castle walls, and more specifically, not necessarily inside the castle walls, but around the castle, because you can see the castle as a backdrop of this vision of horses, hounds, people. And another really creepy thing is I can hear almost like a clanking of metal, and I've been kind of racking my brain for ages and ages to kind of establish what this clanking of metal could be. At first, I thought, it's kind of heavy boots with kind of chains, or riding boots, or kind of that sort of sound, but it wasn't that. And then I kind of like zoned, and then I kind of just got, it's just really, really strange. And then I actually got the actual physical apparition of almost like sword fight. And I mean, I don't know if that ever went on between these walls, but almost like a kind of, maybe even like tell you what it reminds me of a little bit, like fencing kind of sounds when it's like clanking and that kind of, yeah, I mean, that's just a lot of really, really random stuff. And this was the kind of vibes, like when I was in that tunnel outside when it was dark, those were the kind of noises that I could hear in that area. And it's like I'm kind of getting a flashback to that kind of area, outside of the moat, outside of the castle, but just very, very vivid apparitions. And I cannot sleep at all. I have been furiously going on my phone, trying to Google and trying to see if anyone else has had these kind of strange experiences here. And I have actually read that, you know, I mentioned earlier where I was saying, oh, someone said, bonjour, Madame Brocarde, which is quite a strange way to address someone. Well, it's probably not that strange. It's my name and you put Madame in front of it, but it's quite formal, I guess. Well, I don't know if it is formal. I don't know. I'm probably overthinking this, but apparently there was a guy who woke up in the middle of the night and heard someone calling his name. So from that, I don't feel quite so alone in this kind of strange apparition, but I do feel like it's weird because outside it was a bit unsettling, but I do feel like I'm being welcomed in. Okay, the voices continue. This is kind of strange. I mean, I don't speak French. I don't speak good French, as you can probably establish. I know the basics. I did French at school, like most of us, and I feel like someone just asked me to go and eat dinner. I'm not saying it was like, come on a date with me, but I made out the words like manger, like, and I got the impression that I was being asked to a medieval banquet, which is kind of ironic because I have not eaten dinner this evening because the restaurant at the hotel is closed. So that's kind of what makes it quite creepy, that a spirit is recognizing my hunger and need to go for a dinner. Kind of cool, quite comforting, but again, quite weird. And there is no one here. Like, this room is huge. So even if there was someone outside talking, which there wouldn't be because it's in the middle of the night and all of the lights are off in the building. So it's literally just me sitting on the bed with a camera in my hand. You wouldn't be able to hear them saying anything, really. You've seen the walls. These are thick concrete, or should I say stone walls. And yeah, you wouldn't be able to hear a voice outside your door. So all are very bizarre, all very strange. I feel like I'm semi-used to it, and I'm used to hearing these kind of things and piecing it together. It's subtle, it's not terrifying. I mean, I say it's subtle for me. It's a bit unnerving because this room is so large, and when you're lying in bed, because of the huge end of the bed, you actually can't see what else is going on in this room. So you can't see in the room, so you can't see if there's anyone there because you're kind of just looking into the end of the bed because it's so tall, which again is slightly unnerving. And you're just looking up at this arched ceiling, which is actually quite stunning, but you feel very small in this space. You feel very isolated. You get the feeling of isolation in some ways, although it's very stunning. But yeah, when a door opens, I'm surprised that I'm as calm as I am, because for a woman, having a bedroom door opened in the middle of the night is pretty unsettling. And to be honest, I was quite pleased that there was no one there, because that would have been a whole different video. But I'll show you how difficult it is to open this door, and you'll see what I mean. It's not an easy feat. So you'll see what I mean. This is the door, and yeah, obviously it's on a latch. There's also a knob, so you'd have to go like that, and it's not really that easy to open. So very mysterious, very strange. But for it also to close, that takes a bit of force, because even if yeah, I mean, it's doable, but it's not the easiest door in the world. But yeah, as you could imagine, that is pretty scary, especially when you're just here, lying in bed, innocently minding your own business, and these lights have been on pretty much the whole of the night, because, as you can imagine, a little bit scary. Even with them on, a little bit scary. But you'll see what I mean. If you're lying here, you are literally looking at that, and you cannot see much else going on apart from that chair and the beautiful fireplace. So yeah, a little bit strange. A little bit strange, a little bit isolating, a little bit mysterious, but I'm still here. I'm still here. I feel quite ill. As you can hear, I'm kind of losing my voice as well, so I really don't know what to make. That's probably not a very interesting shot, is it? The foot of the bed. And here I am, back in there. I mean, I don't know what is more interesting, my head or the foot of the bed, but that's the current situation. Very interesting evening. I mean, it wouldn't put me off staying here. This is a beautiful hotel. And I'm going to do a little bit more research here. I'm going to keep digging. And I will report back if I read anything juicy. It's kind of morning now. I mean, I don't... I'm so tired. I drifted off. And I woke up to the weirdest thing. Like I was saying, that I've had these crazy visions all night, these crazy apparitions of jousting, fencing, someone asking me to go and eat, which is quite a welcome suggestion, to be honest with you. But I just woke up to the scene of an exorcism. This is very strange. I could literally see a Catholic priest waving a cross and doing an exorcism in this room, which is quite bizarre. And I don't know if there is a history of this building being exorcised in any way, but that is another vision that I had. Very strange. And it's important to point out that these aren't dreams. Like, I'm not sleeping. I woke up with like a jolt, and then I'm awake, and then I see this quite vivid apparition, which is kind of funny, kind of strange, but it will be interesting to know. I mean, I don't know if this information is even documented or available to the public, but there's something within me that says, the plot is thickening, because, you know, we're talking about a couple of murmurs, we're talking about a door open, and now we're talking about me seeing an exorcism and a spirit being exorcised in this room by a Catholic priest. And yeah, kind of interesting. And I wonder what on earth happened, or why the owners at the time felt the need to call in an exorcist. So I really need to, I kind of hope, I want to learn more now. I'm intrigued. These little pieces of the puzzle are slowly forming quite a vivid story, and I'm quite into it. I really want to learn more. As you can tell, I am now dressed and ready to face the day on 0 hours sleep. This is scary as hell. Like, I came over to the fireplace. I am above the fireplace, and oh my gosh. You know, I was saying a minute ago about the vision of the exorcism. I have this, this fireplace obviously used to be functioning and there was flames and a fire in there. And I just had this apparition of this priest dipping this, I don't know what you call them, fire stick into the fire and like waving it in front of this spirit. And the ghost was called Marie. So he's going, Marie, and that's the name I can make out, unless it's a very similar. No, the name that he is screaming is Marie, and a load of French, and waving this cross around and this fire stick in the other hand. Yeah, pretty rad vision, but this fireplace has a million echoes and a million voices coming from it. Very, very strange considering the time of day it is. I may be dressed and raring to go, but it's crazy, crazy early. Crazy early. And yeah, really, really eerie. I love old buildings. Like, I get it. Like, there are 100 logical reasons for a lot of things when you're ghost hunting. If you hear a noise, but yeah, knocking, you know, there's sometimes a perfectly logical explanation, but at the moment I'm feeling a little bit spooked, as you can probably tell. Tired and spooked, which I guess is part of the process. Another strange thing that I have just noticed, and this could be just me and my imagination running wild, but I'm fairly sure that the bed has moved slightly, or it might be the bench in front of the bed, but it looks very off-center now. So that's slightly concerning considering I was trying to get some sleep in that bed. Anyway, I feel like we're getting to the time where I have to leave this beautiful hotel and leave all of the stories that I found inside its walls to all the other guests that are going to perhaps experience them. On that note, I feel like I have to bid you all farewell. I hope you've enjoyed watching this random little adventure into the French countryside. If you enjoyed this, follow, like, subscribe, show me some love. Maybe you've been here yourself. I'd love to hear more of paranormal stories from here because they seem a little bit hidden. But yeah, there's definitely an exorcism taking place in this room, which is quite fascinating, and I want to unearth the spirit of Marie, who seems to have been exorcised for one reason or another. So this story is going to end here, but I have a million questions as always, and yeah, as soon as I stop filming, the story could unfold further, who knows. But I bid you farewell. Au revoir. Bye.